Have you ever looked at one of those metal tools and thought it was the ugliest thing in the world? Like, you just didn't want to work with it at all? Well, if this sounds like you, maybe you should consider buying a brand new color of tools. We have brown, gray, and the rarest one of all, blue tools. Hurry now, we're almost out of stock. Welcome back to BetaWorld, the series where we journey through Minecraft's history in order to collect all the treasures and just enjoy ourselves with the beauty of this game's long list. Last episode, we just barely glossed over the new tools in this update. So this episode is going to mostly focus on them. But then at the end, we're going to be doing something very special, so stick around for that. Here's the only new tool in this update, the sword. And just by looking at it, you may already be able to see a little bug. When swinging it, there's a weird and misaligned pixel that's just kind of floating up there. It's a little difficult to see, so I'll slow it down. But anyway, what does the sword do? Well, since it's a sword, maybe it does more damage to Ranas? Let's count how many punches it takes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 punches. Let's find another Rana and check it out on our face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, looks like it's the same. I mean, it would make sense that a sword does more damage, but okay. Well, maybe a sword is like the other tools, where it breaks blocks faster. Let's try dirt block with our hand, dirt block with a sword. Ooh, that's definitely faster. Wood with our hand, sword with her hand. Iron with her hand. Iron with a sword. It seems like a sword just mines every block faster. So this is our tool for the blocks that don't have a tool. But of course, the default sword is not the only thing that was added in this update tool related. I've collected all the other tools in these weird new colors. Let's take a look. We got gray, brown, and blue. I took a guess on what materials these are made out of last episode, but let's see if there's any difference between them. Let's try out the shovels first. Okay, baseline is our hand. Note that speed. Let's try the gray shovel. Definitely faster. Definitely faster. Let's try the brown shovel. Looks about the same speed, actually. And then the blue shovel. Seems as if all these shovels mine at the same speed, but still definitely faster than the hand. Let's try some pickaxes now. Okay. Great pickaxe. Nice. Oh, here's the fist, too, for baseline. The brown pickaxe. And the blue pickaxe. They all seem to mine the same. Kind of weird that they're in the game. I guess it is just truly all cosmetic. I find it pretty hard to believe that I've lived in BetaWorld this whole time, and I haven't really had a house. You know, I've just been sort of living out of the starter chest house, but that's not really a place to live, especially for me. So, I figured I'd build myself a house very typical of this time period. I'm gonna build a castle. I've basically finished construction of the said basic layout, and I'm ready to furnish it, but I figured I'd give you a little tour first. Here's the entrance. I decided not to go with a moat due to the terrain of this area not really allowing for it. Instead, it has an open entrance. And there's a bit of a courtyard where you can go around and do various courtyard things. It's just here for aesthetic purposes mostly, but you know, it is accessible. Heading in here, this will be the main room with all the chests of things I'll be using more often than not. And then down here in the basement is where we're going to keep all the rare items. Now, up here, we have the attic or second floor, depending on what you want to call it. I consider it more of an attic due to having a low ceiling and not going to be storing anything in it. This is just access to the catwalk, where you can go in each of the 4 towers and look at the little slits and maybe shoot some stuff. You know, little archer slits. And down here around back, yeah, you can jump off. It's not very tall, but you can jump off without taking fall damage. Over here is a dock to jump into the water. I'm gonna go furnish it, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so by furnish, I really meant add some torches to light it up and add some chests. But these chests have meaning, so let me try to explain it to you. There are 2 chests in the main living room. This chest over here is going to be items that are slightly more rare, i.e. things I can only get from the Indev chest that I've saved from it. By the way, I've transferred everything from the Indev house chest over to this new castle. These are the things I can only get from that chest. These are things I can get renewably, and some other miscellaneous things that I didn't know where to put elsewhere, like the coal, the excess TNT, and my bow. Heading downstairs into the basement, we've got chests. These chests are for something we haven't quite talked about yet, but is a major goal of this series. In this series, I plan on getting what is called discontinued features, which are features that are available in one version of the game, but unfortunately get removed, or just the ability to obtain them get removed in the next. They're a great thing to study, and they're really fun to work with, so that's one of the points of this series. This room is going to be used for storing all of our discontinued features in Indev. I won't be spoiling what all these features are and how they get discontinued and why they're discontinued, but just know this is where they are, and I'll explain each of them to you once they get discontinued. Obviously, on the upper floor, nothing's changed except torches. And on the catwalks and the towers, same. Working with chests a lot whilst building this has reminded me of a really annoying bug that was introduced in this update. Let me show you. If you press a movement key at the same time as opening a chest, the movement key becomes locked, and you will continue moving infinitely without pressing the key. It's a little hard to tell here, but I am continuously moving. So now the Indev house is empty. Well, almost empty. I've left some blocks in this chest right here, and this is because these are pretty dangerous blocks. You may have noticed I haven't used any of these in any permanent builds in BetaWorld. Why is that? Because these are a serious threat to my world. If I leave one of these in a chest or placed it down, may have a chance to corrupt my world. Now, why is that? It's because these boxes will all get removed eventually. However, there is a little bit of a silver lining to this. Because these blocks get removed, their IDs get reused for future blocks when they get added. So we can place all these in a chest and then come back to them when new stuff gets added. Let me show you my plan for that. So what I've done is I've set aside this island over here by the castle and extended it a little bit manually. And I put chests with all of the deleted items in there. Each chest will correspond to a version where the ID gets replaced, and once we update to each version, we'll come back here and look at the new items. I can't wait for everything to be added. But until then, Conversion Island sits where it is. That just about covers everything in Indev 2010-0128. Next episode, we will be upgrading. That unfortunately means we are out of time and out of content. If you like what you see, please subscribe and like too while you're at it. This will be a series, and next episode will be a good one. Bye-bye.